Hey everyone! I've always admired paintings and their artists for as long as I could remember. I thought to myself, hey, why not try and create some of my own? I know very little about technique and just painting in general, so I figured if I was going to try and learn, I might as well include you guys on my adventures. Basically, I started off by finding a painting that I really enjoyed on Pinterest. I would eventually like to create some of my own original work. However, for the beginning stages, I believe it would be okay to attempt to mimic another artist. There were no instructions on how to accomplish this painting, so I just went to the background first and then did the foreground. Mixing these colors to make the sky was my favorite part. I learned that using a lot of paint during this stage was much better for mixing the colors and making a smoother transition. I began with the darkest blue at the top of the page and gradually used two more lighter blues as I made my way towards the bottom. I learned that using the hair dryer really helps in between layers. Acrylic paint does dry relatively fast, however, I'm an impatient person. I began placing the stars. I just used the paintbrush that had the finest tip that I could find. This process took a while and was quite tedious. I know that there's a technique where some artists use toothbrushes to flick the paint onto the canvas and it makes the specks look a little more natural. I unfortunately didn't have a toothbrush to spare. I did end up trying to use a tougher bristled paintbrush in the end, and it actually worked out a lot nicer than I thought it would. If I were to do it over again, I think I would do the flicking method first and then would go in and place some random stars throughout. I may have gone a little overboard with the amount of stars in this painting. Starting on the trees was stress-inducing. I had loved the way that the painting had come out so far, and was terrified that I would ruin the whole thing if I messed up on the trees. I had seen Bob Ross use the fan brush to make his trees, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I think that either my brush was too big or the paper I was using was too small, because these trees came out way bigger than I had anticipated. Or maybe I just didn't start off small enough at the top of the trees. Well, they still turned out pretty good, and I was happy with them. I did go back with a smaller brush and tried to fix the top of the trees a bit. Then all that was left was to fill the bottom of the page with some black. For some reason, my camera decided to shut off right as I was finishing. Well, here's the final product. I can confidently say that I am very pleased with this. It will definitely get a frame and hold its place on my wall. Thanks for watching. Tips and tricks are greatly appreciated in the comments below.